Alright, check it out, guys. Brother Maynard here with another game for you. So I've been playing my demons a lot lately, and to kind of avoid getting burnt out on, I decided to switch to my Beastmen for a while. So I got a game for you against Skaven here, 2,500 points. Here's the left side of my deployment zone as usual. I got a single Razor Gore, and then 20 Bestigors full command, and they have the flaming banner, and those kind of rocky formations in front of them. We're calling those impassable terrain. As usual, when I play this table, we use the rivers as open ground. And then, okay, so I got 5 raiders next to the Bestigors there, and then on the hill I have my 40 Gores with full command, and in there I have my Beast Banner Battle Standard Bearer, and then I also have my level 4, and he's got a 4-up ward, the Fencer's Blades, and the Jagged Dagger, which every model he kills, he can kind of expend it as a power dice in the magic phase. So it's kind of like the Sacrificial Dagger, except you use models that you kill instead of your own models. And then over here I have 5 Harpies, which are metal demonettes with Tyranid Gargoyle wings. I built them for my demon army, but I figured I'd use them as Harpies here too. And then I got another Razor Gore, and then my big horde of Bestigors, and they have the standard discipline, and my Beast Lord's in there. He's got the Stubborn Crown, a 4-up ward, and an extra attack. And then I have another unit of 5 raiders in the trees over here. And then off the table I have 2 units of 5 raiders and a unit of 25 Gores with additional hand weapons full command in ambush. Alright, so I'm playing against the rats. So, beautifully painted army. Here on the right I got 5 gutter runners and then 30 clan rats with an engineer. And I think this engineer has the condenser, and yeah, he's got the condenser. And then next to that's 20 slaves, and then Plague Claw catapult in the back. Big unit of storm vermin, and in there he's got his warlord on a war litter, and he's got a ward save and sort of anti-heroes. So he's pretty tough. He's not too bad, but and then he's also got his battle standard bearer in there, and that unit has the banner of discipline and the flaming banner. And then in front of the storm vermin he has a rat dart, another block of 30 clan rats, and that one has he's got his Doom Rocket engineer and the Grey Seer in that clan rat unit. And actually in the slave center in the middle he's got his orb engineer. And then he's got another rat dart, and then he's got Warp Lightning Cannon in the back there, Hell Pit Abomination. Over here on my left he's got another block of 20 slaves, more clan rats, a doom wheel, and some gutter runners scouting up into the trees there. Alright, so the rats get the first turn and kind of scuttle forward like so. Here's the right. Okay. So his first shooting phase was fairly light. I lost a couple of the best Gores here. A couple of the Gores got shot, but all in all, not too bad. But with Skaven, like their second shooting phase, their second turn is usually really nasty because you're in range of all their toys. Okay, so the Beastmen, first turn I just move up. I send both my hordes up fairly quickly. I'm bringing my I got my Bestigors with the flaming banner. They're ready to take on the Hell Pit, and I'm liking how this is looking. And then I'm just kind of hanging my pig on the left here to take care of that doom wheel. I actually don't know if a pig is capable of winning a combat against a doom wheel, but I'm thinking he might be able to. They'll probably do wounds to each other, and then I'll probably win for charging if he brings the doom wheel over here, and hopefully I'll be able to break the thing and run it down. I don't know though. And then otherwise just move up like so. I'm not sending the Harpies to go after his war machines because I really don't have room to maneuver them around up there. Plus I have 2 units of raiders in ambush that I'm hoping will be able to take care of that. Okay, so magic is a complete disaster. My level 4, I throw 3 dice, I think, at Flock of Doom to try to clear up some of this nonsense so I can maneuver a little bit easier, but I double 6 it, and not only do I not do any damage with the spell, but I also lose 3 magic levels, so now my level 4 is a level 1. At least he's got wild form, but yeah, you know, no level 4 on the first turn of the game, so that sucks. And then over here was even worse. So, oh yeah, I have a level 2 in my Bestigor unit, and he's using Death because I figure that the Leadership 9 Spirit Leech will be, I'm giving that a try. So anyway, I throw a Spirit Leech at his Condenser Engineer, which gets stopped, and then I just toss a Purple Sun at the unit, and that was stupid because he ended up dropping it on my Bestigors and killing a bunch of them, and he also failed his own initiative test, and so he died and took my Dispel Scroll with him. So I'm heading into Skaven turn 2, which is, the nastiest turn that Skaven usually have, and I don't have my level 4 or my scroll. So this is gonna suck. Okay, so movement for the rats just looks like so. Who's bringing the Doom Wheel around? Otherwise, everybody else just moves up. Using the rat dart to block my pig there. Okay. Alright, so magic phase. I only have 1 level 1 and no scrolls, so pretty much I get to pick 1 spell to stop. So I decide to stop Plague. So he gets Skitter Leap through and drops his Orb Engineer right here in front of my Bestigors, facing my Gore unit, and that's bad because now I can't get my Flaming Banner Bestigors to take care of the Hell Pit. Because if I charge the Gores into the Hell Pit Abomination, it's going to cut. My Flaming Banner Bestigors aren't going to be able to get him on the overrun because they'll be blocked after they kill the Engineer. So yeah, I probably should have just let the Plague through and stopped the Skitter Leap, but I didn't know he was going to do that. So anyway, so yeah, that's looking not so good. Over here, I think he zaps my pig with some Warp Lightning. And let's see. Okay, so and then his cannon kills 4 Bestigors and puts a wound on the Razorgore. So I was real lucky to survive that. And then I think he dropped the Brass Orb on the Gores and the Doom Rocket. He only hit with like half the template, but still he kills a lot of Gores. Bestigors don't get off easy either. They lose a bunch of guys too. And then his Gutter Runners over here on the right are just picking on my Raiders. Okay, so in combat, this picture was actually taken after the I declared my charges and fought the close combat. So you can see that my Bestigors easily kill the Engineer. Since they're blocked from getting into the Hell Pit, I just decided to reform them, and I'm real careful to make sure that they're using the rocks on the left there to kind of stay. The Doom Wheel's got to go in a straight line, so I reformed them so that he wouldn't be able to get the Doom Wheel into me. I know it really doesn't look like it, but we both agreed that they were safe from the Doom Wheel like that. And then you can see up top on the left there, I had my ambushing unit of Gores show up, so that's nice. And then in the middle, I ended up getting a wild form through on my magic phase and putting a couple wounds on the Hell Pit Abomination. Otherwise, yeah, I charged my general's unit into the clan rats up there, and I only needed like a 7. I was torn between declaring the charge and just reforming to get into the building, but I figured it was only a 7, so I should probably go for the charge, but I missed it. So that's not good, so they get to take another round of Skaven shooting. So in the rat's next turn, he just moves the Doom Wheel behind the Bestigors, and not really a whole lot else. Oh, he does reform the clan rats up top to face my Gore unit, just kind of block him from charging anything else. And then I think he might have got plague through on my Bestigor unit and killed a bunch of them. And I don't remember what he's doing with all his other shooting, but you can see, I mean, every picture you'll just see I'll have less and less guys. You can see up top that actually one of my units of raiders showed up, so I'm going to take down the cannon with them, so that'll be nice. And I think he's got a fleeing rat dart right in front of his cannon. I think the harpies might have done that. Yeah, but otherwise that's how we're looking. Okay, so after combat with the wild form up, I gotta tell you that my great British shaman with his beast magic, that dude is a workhorse. I think he ended up taking 4 wounds off the hell pit. You know, he's just mean as hell. I think now he's got like a hell pit abomination, black orc war boss, ogre tyrant. He's just killed all kinds of stuff with his beast magic. So he's real tough. I love that build. Anyway, so I take my reform because I'm going to get the next turn, and I reform. I close up, so I'm only 9 wide. Because really what I want to do is I want to make sure my harpies have enough room to charge the flank of the slave unit. That way I can charge the rat dart with my gores and break that, overrun into the slaves. Hopefully I'll kill enough to break steadfast, and then overrun into the seers unit. And yeah, that'll be nice. Once that bastard's dead, there's no telling what's going to happen. Okay, so going into my turn, I declare the charge into the rat dart, harpies in the flanks, slaves, and then the bestigors. I charge them into the slaves up there in the woods on the left there. And then at the end of the combat, I also took my ambushing unit of gores into the clan rats. And that was humiliating. That was ridiculous. My gores only killed 4 clan rats and lost 5. So they actually lost the combat and passed their break test by the skin of their teeth. So that was kind of frustrating. But the bestigors killed the slaves, obviously, and just reformed. Okay, over here, obviously the gores they break the rat dart. You can see it fleeing up top, and then they overrun into the slaves, and his slaves just freak out and kill 5 gores, and that annoyed the crap out of me because you can see that I only have 4 in my back rank now, and so I didn't. I needed to kill 1 more slave in order to break his steadfast, so I wasn't able to do that, and he's got the general right there, so they stuck. So now my gore unit is in combat with slaves, which is a terrible place to be. But otherwise, you can see my general's unit got into the unit of clan rats. He did end up popping the engineer out in his previous turn to kind of save him. So that'll be nice. I'm just glad to be in combat. I told my opponent at this point I'll charge anything. I just wanted to get away from his shooting. Okay, so in his turn, yeah, he brings the doom whale up here to get the bestigors in the rear. He's actually not positioned properly, but you know he's going to do a bunch of impact hits, and I'm in a forest, so I'm not going to be steadfast. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. Otherwise, just looks like so. He's bringing his gutter runners over here. I'm in combat with the slaves, so he's bringing his gutter runners over here to shoot at the harpies. And yeah, otherwise looking like so. Okay, all right. So in combat, I do manage to win the combat against the slaves. Actually, in shooting, very important. Okay, so in shooting, he drops his Plague Claw catapult right on top of my general's unit, and he rolls up the misfire, and he gets the misfire result that lets me place the template. So I roll the 3d6, and I roll exactly the distance that I need to put it right on top of his general's unit, and I just did that for Beastmen players everywhere. That felt so good to use their dirty toys against him. So anyway, at the end of combat, yeah, it's looking like that. He lost about half of his storm vermin to the Plague Claw catapult. My general's unit beat the piss out of the clan rats and then reformed to face his general's unit. And then my gores, I won the combat there, and instead of I just reformed him into this kind of obnoxious, like, two column of twos formation, where my standard bearer musician are up front, and then I have my battle standard and my level 4 behind them. And I did that so I could fit around that block of clan rats, because in his previous turn the Grey Seer ended up jumping ship from that clan rat unit into his general's unit, and now he's kind of trapped there. So I just reformed so I could squeeze past them, and then going into my turn, yeah, I'm gonna take my Gores and my best Gores into his general's unit. Over here did not go so well, though. That stupid unit of clan rats ended up winning combat against my Gores, and they broke them and chased them off the table. So that was annoying. Alright, so in my next turn, my other unit of Ungor Raiders comes on, and it looks like they came on the back edge, but they actually came on from the left. So I didn't really know what to do with them. You can see that his cannon is gone, and my other unit of Raiders managed to get that, and then were killed by the Gutter Runners. And then for my charges, I took the Gores and the best Gores into his general's unit, and my last lone Harpy is up here. He took his engineer over here to zap me with something, and he ended up taking a wound with it from his condenser, from his warp lightning. So his engineer is sitting on one wound right in front of his plague catapult, and I send my last Harpy to go see if she can get that last wound off of him. But otherwise the combat looks like this. I like having my characters in the second rank of the Gore unit, because then I could just figure out, what exactly was going on and where his battle standard was, and I ended up killing him with my level 4. My Beast Lord ended up just chopping up a bunch of Storm Vermin, and then the best of Gores just chopped his Warlord up. So at the end of combat, looks like that. I ended up I didn't kill the Seer. You see up top he's got the Seer and 3 Storm Vermin left. And I didn't catch him. But the Gores managed to, they pursued into the flank of this clan rat unit, which was kind of weird. But then they also panicked the little plague mortar guy, or whatever, who was also lurking in the area. So that's pretty good. So I got a flank charge on the clan rats. Hopefully I can win the combat without the general and BSB. It might break them, but otherwise it looks like so. You can see my Harpy ended up taking the last wound off of the engineer. Actually, no, she didn't wound him. She had to break him and run him down. She caught him, but then she overran into the catapult, which means she's just going to get eaten by the crew. Because actually, Plague Claw catapults are crewed by, like, plague monks. They're not, clan rat artillery crew or whatever. So they're actually kind of a little meaner than regular crews. So she's going to die. But otherwise, it just looks like so. Alright, I think in his next turn, he ends up rallying his little mortar. But in close combat, I ended up breaking the clan rats, and I didn't run them down. They're, they ended up getting away. And actually, this picture was taken in my turn. You can see I reformed the Bestigors to hide in the building, because I think there's only 1 or 2 turns left. So I hide them in the building to survive his gutter runners, and he's still got a rattling gun poking around on the right there, and he's got his catapult. So I put him in the building to kind of hide him from the shooting, and then over here with the Gores was a really stupid move by me. I ended up charging his clan rat unit that was fleeing to try to push him off the table, which they didn't. They rolled just what they needed to stay on. And, yeah, now I'm kind of exposed to a flank charge from his Doom Wheel, so that was actually really stupid. Yeah, so here you can see he rallies his fleeing unit of clan rats, who were just barely off the table, and then takes the Doom Wheel into my flank. And so I'm hoping that he'll roll low for impact hits. I'll be able to put like a couple wounds on him and not break. Because I think at this point his Doom Wheel got that little result that makes it move 46 inches, so if I break him, he's going to catch me. No problem. Otherwise, it just looks like this, hiding the best scores in the building. And yeah. Okay, so close combat. Yep, he rolls high enough impact hits to wipe out the gores, and then he just breaks my 2 characters and catches them. And actually, this was the end of the game, last turn of the game. For my final turn, I had nothing to do. I was hiding in the building. So this is the end of the game right here. When we tallied up victory points, it turned out to be a 50-point draw. So that was pretty cool. A lot of fun. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the report, and I'll catch you guys later.